Join the Our Game Supporters Club at Patreon for €5 per month to get audio podcasts of the Hurling and Football Show and much more exclusive material. So Cork stay alive in the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship after a fairly breathless win over Clare today at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. Finished up 3-19 to Cork, 123 to Clare, and what a finish it was. I mean, it looked like Cork were out of sight when they were 3-19 to 22 ahead going into injury time, but that late goal from Tony Kelly won a penalty. Clare ended up going down to 13 men. He obviously slammed it in. I don't think anyone in the country expected anything, only the net to rattle. Patrick Collins had actually gone over to that side of the net, expecting Kelly to put it there, as we've seen him do before, even put it in top corner against Owen Murphy in the league a few weeks back. Buried it into the top corner, and then you thought, there's not enough time here. So the puck went out, and then Clare win the ball. And Diarmuid Ryan was falling over himself. I mean, he'd had a great game for the most part. Falls over, knocks the ball up the field, and you think, surely this is Cork now. Surely they're going to get this ball out, truck it out the field and win the game. And I just got kind of flashes of the Munster under-21 final a couple of years ago when Jake Morris got the late ball and stuck it in the net after they had the game won. But Tony Kelly ended up on the ball here, soloed through, off the stick, blasted, tight angle. Patrick Collins obviously did brilliant to get in the way of it, but it's probably, when a ball is moving at that speed from that distance, he got himself in a good spot, but it was just a case of hoping the ball hits you at that point, and it did, and Cork just about squeezed through, and we'll see what the draw brings on Monday morning now. But yeah, Cork could be playing Dublin next, who they beat well last year in the qualifiers. Could be playing Tipperary in that All-Ireland quarter-final, and both of those are fairly mouth-watering here. So Cork 2-9 to 11 points up at half-time. Jack O'Connor, you can see the potential in him all the time to do great things. Got a brilliant goal there in the first half. Seamus Harnedy just really stood up head and shoulders in that second half for Cork when they needed him, and the way he kind of gave that little reverse pass for Shane Barrett to score the goal late on, that obviously was just a brilliant little moment. But Harnedy was winning frees. He obviously had a wide or two in there as well, plenty of wides really, but he was the guy constantly putting his hand up late on in the game when they needed it. And I think, Clare went 21 points to 2-14 ahead with 58 minutes gone. They just had 4 points in a row, a couple of Kelly frees. And one of those points he got from the sideline when he had been fouled by Niall O'Leary, but the referee let it go. Seemed to blow the whistle, but gave the score. But Kelly being fouled on the spin and knocks it over from the sideline. I mean, it is like, as I said in a tweet at the time, Tony Kelly needs to set up an OnlyFans, because it's kind of hurling porn at this stage. But what's their names? Cork went ahead. They had another goal chance from Jack O'Connor. He missed that. I think it hit Conor Cleary's foot. It might also have hit Eibhear Quilligan on the way. That was in the 48th minute. They went ahead again through a Patrick Horgan 65. But then it was a run of 4 points in a row. Tony Kelly frees. Shane Golan came out, hit a point. Diarmuid Ryan hit a point. Then the problem for Clare from then on is I think they missed 6 of their next 7 chances, including that Gary Cooney goal attempt when Ryan Taylor beautifully hit the ball across him. He ended up getting it blocked by Robert Downey, I think it was. But that was a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was a run of 6 misses out of 7 chances for Clare in that latter stage of the game, when you're really looking to tack on scores in the last 10 minutes. And it gave Cork a little bit of oxygen, let them off the hook a little bit. Harnedy gets a score. Patrick Horgan won from play after great work from Alan Connolly. And some of these young players, obviously for Cork, we've kind of well flagged it at this stage. But, Shane Barrett coming in gets on the score sheet. Jack O'Connor has been starting in the last couple of years, but he's still a young player. Alan Connolly, he's been making contributions. And then a free, like it turned, at the time you thought it was just kind of an insurance point when it was when Patrick Horgan made it 3-19 to 22 with that free towards the end after Seamus Harnedy again won a free after being fouled by John Conlon. But Cork finished with 13 men. They made it as dramatic as possible, but a great finish. Doesn't matter how you get through. I mean, they'd only played 1 game before this, whereas Clare were coming in to play their 4th game. So, I think in the heel of the hunt, Cork are a dangerous team. What they did today probably won't be good enough to beat Dublin or Tipperary in a quarter final. But they are an improving side. Keep saying the trajectory for Cork hurling is on the way up. I don't think that performance will necessarily strike fear into their opposition going into the next round, or even beyond that if they do get through. But the talent is there, the pace is there, the power is there, the speed is there. Just putting it all together might be the challenge, because there are some holes in the team. But still, they did that without Damien Cahalane and Owen Cadigan, who started the next day. So let me know your thoughts on that win for Cork, who go through to the All-Ireland quarterfinals.